You're listening to the Wilkow Majority with Andrew Wilkow. He's all talk.
All right. If you saw the debate with Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom, you saw Gavin Newsom get picked apart, and it was like he didn't even know it. It was kind of weird. Joining me on the program right now is Chairwoman Patterson, chairwoman of the California GOP. How you doing?
Hey, it's great to be with you, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
Gavin Newsom, he is like a less likable Justin Trudeau. Or is that the reverse? I can't tell which one is less likable. He comes across, and I'm only speaking, it's almost like he thinks that no matter, he's just so debonair and suave, and just whatever comes out of my mouth is just going to be, absorbed and loved, and everybody gets gushy around me. I mean, I could see dumb liberal women finding him attractive, but he just sounds like he has zero self-awareness.
Yeah, his smugness is very annoying to me as well. And listen, that's why people like you are so incredibly important, because the mainstream media has created this monster. They have put him up on a pedestal. They are sycophants for him. If you watched after the debate in the spin room, the swarm around him, it's like they forget who they are and what their job is to do. And this is going to be a problem. We saw it back in 2008 with President Obama. They did the same thing with him. They have no experience or very little experience and are incredibly bad when it comes to the policy side. And that's because they give you a smile and a wink of the eye, and that is it for the mainstream media. So it's really important that we're holding them accountable, that we are talking about these very bad policies that he has enacted or failed to enact that has driven what once was the greatest state in the nation into the ground, so much to the fact that people are leaving our state and we lost a congressional district because of it.
I look at California, and you have such a beautiful state, and I can't believe how it's just being destroyed by the policies. Yes, go ahead.
It is. And 2/3 of Californians believe that California state is on the wrong track. And when you look at everything that has happened over the last decade, when Democrats have had one-party rule, our homeless crisis has just gone out of control. When you think about homelessness across the country, 50% of the homeless population is right here in California. We have the highest rate for poverty. When it comes to housing, Gavin Newsom had a plan for 3.5 million homes being built. Less than 13% of those have even been permitted, not even built. He's also pushed back that goal to 2.5 million, and it also will be in 2030 when he's out of office. But that wasn't the first time he gave us a promise and then failed to commit. Back when he was mayor of San Francisco, he had a 10-year plan to end homelessness in San Francisco. Well, last November, we celebrated the 20-year anniversary of that 10-year plan. And let me tell you, not only has it not gotten better, it's gotten much worse. And our Republicans in the legislature called for an audit. And they found that we spent $24 billion, Andrew, and no one has any idea where that money went to when it comes to the homeless crisis. These are just a few of the very serious policies that Gavin Newsom and California Democrats, like Kamala Harris, who was our Attorney General, have enacted here in California to drive our state down into the ground over the last 10 years.
But the stuff, none of the things that these people propose actually works. I'm looking right here at an Associated Press piece from Sunday. It says California Governor Gavin Newsom signs budget to close $46.8 billion budget deficit. Oh my God. You guys are running deficits like no other state. The spending is completely out of control. Like you said, homelessness is completely out of control. When he goes out there and tries to say that, Texas and Florida have higher crime rates than California, well, yeah, if you have a bunch of rogue, woke prosecutors who aren't prosecuting people, it's not that crime is down in California, it's that prosecutions and crime reporting are down in California. And I keep making this point. Anyone that looks at how the FBI collects crime statistics. They changed their methodology in 2021. Now the LAPD doesn't even report anymore.
Yeah, and it's, again, those policies. Not only do we have a bunch of woke prosecutors who are not prosecuting here, and we have people who are so frustrated that when they call in a crime, nobody even comes to take their report. But in addition to that, what we've seen is through things like Proposition 47 and Proposition 57, they have decriminalized and let people out of our prisons and jails earlier. And so what we have seen is more criminals out on the streets, and what they're doing no longer reaches the level of being arrested, being prosecuted, going to jail, and having consequences for those crimes that they are committing. That is what they're doing here in California, and that is what people like Governor Gavin Newsom and our former Attorney General Kamala Harris, now Vice President, want to bring to the rest of the country.
Do the Democrats really believe the rest of the country is crying out to have more of Gavin Newsom's influence? It seems like people are leaving California for Texas, Idaho, Nevada, Arizona. Anyone who can get out, who isn't tied to the state, seems to be getting out.
They are leaving, and they're leaving our state at alarming rates. In 2022 alone, we had 700,000 people leave our state. We lost a congressional district for the first time in our state's history in the 2020 reapportionment. It is very clear that the policies that California Democrats have been in charge of have made it so that people who don't have to stay here are leaving. And we're seeing it with the private side as well. Pods, U-Haul. They're talking about California being the number one state that people are leaving and going to redder pastures like Idaho, like Texas, like Florida. And it's unfortunate, but Gavin Newsom continues to be the employee of the month after month for all of these companies.
You've had some major companies pull out of that. That's not good. When you have employers leaving, when you have taxpayers leaving, when you have people just getting, I don't know. And I live in New Jersey. Okay. Gavin Newsom might be a less likable Justin Trudeau. New Jersey is like a less likable California. We have all the taxes and very little of the coastline by comparison. We don't have the weather, at least not, maybe Northern California. I can't believe the Democrats are even considering, or are they not considering? Because I saw that one Democrat strategist saying if they dump Kamala Harris, black women are not gonna show up, and they can't afford to lose any other group of people, right? You've got the uncommitted versus the Jewish vote, and what have you. They can't live without these two groups. They can't live with them either. I don't see how I could see conceivably putting him on the bottom of the ticket, but they can't have Harris on top of the ticket and Newsom. That's too much from one state.
Andrew, we have seen this coalition that the Democrats put together for our win in 2020 cracking over the last 4 years. When we are looking at places like Virginia and Minnesota, that is not because traditional Republican voters are coming back home. That is because Democrats and independents are cracking, and they have seen what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have brought to them over the last 4 years. They cannot glue this back together. Humpty Dumpty is not coming back together for them. They know that their coalition is cracking. They're trying to do this last-ditch effort of changing up their candidate, but we saw in that CNN poll just yesterday, President Trump beats all of them. Their bench is absolutely embarrassing. Us, on the other hand, we are waiting with bated breath to find out who our vice presidential nominee is going to be. We're so excited and so proud of the bench that we're looking at. Who could be our next vice president, and then maybe one day the president of the United States as well. This is a very, very good place for Republicans to be. It is a very scary place for Democrats to be.
Yeah, I would imagine. And when I think of the same thing for New Jersey, I mean, you guys have the highest taxes on everything. Like, I don't think Americans are crying out to have the highest income. What is your highest tax bracket? It's like 13%.
It's insane here. And when you think about the taxes that affect everyday Californians, our gas tax, our governor and the Democrat-led legislature once again has raised the gas tax. every July 1st, just like Mets fans can guarantee Bobby Bonilla is going to get that $1 million, California drivers can guarantee they are going to get an increase in their gas tax here in California. We have seen this go up over the last several years. Every single year, Republicans have asked for them to suspend it, to give hardworking Californians a break. And every single year, California's Democrats do it with absolutely zero recognition of the hard times that Californians are facing.
You know, I probably it would be getting ahead of myself to think that at this point, Trump may be competitive in California. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're kind of hoping here in New Jersey that with the 125,000 people that showed up, or 120,000 people, 100,000, 25,000 in the Bronx, excuse me, 100,000 people that showed up, that they might pull the upset, but the Democrats are probably going to still carry California.
Listen, I've got some good news for you on the registration front here in California. Since October of last year, California Republicans have picked up 160,000 new Republican registrations. In that same time, California Democrats have lost 106,000 registrations, and no party preference or decline to state voters have gone down 115,000 registrations. This is good news for turning the corner here on the Republican side in California. But we also know what our job is. Over the last two cycles, we have picked up 5 congressional seats. You know that we currently have a 4-seat House majority. California is the reason we have the House majority. We're not only going to continue to hold on to those seats, but we're going to go on the offense in 3 more to help grow our majority. We've picked up registration in every single one of those districts. We were playing in Democrat registration advantage 17.5 seats like David Valadez. We're now in a Democrat advantage of 15 points in a seat like that. We're going to go out there, we're going to continue to work hard, and we're going to do our job so that President Trump not only has the ability to stop stupid stuff from coming out of the House and the Senate, but make sure that he's able to pass great legislation because we have the House. California is going to do our part on that.
I would love nothing more. I would love absolutely nothing more than to see the Democrats panic in California. I'm looking at 538 here, and it says Biden 49.5, Trump 29.6. That's going to be tough. Well, then again, that poll's from back in May. I don't know where it is now. Well, you know, tell the rest of the country they don't want Gavin Newsom, right? I got to leave it there. All right, Jessica Milan Patterson, have a great Independence Day weekend. Thanks for joining us. Third hour next, Sirius XM Patriot.